Hello guys, welcome to the channel Talking with Jay Spring. I'm your host Jay, giving you a video on the channel today. Hello guys, we're coming to the end of the Journey to Spider-Man Far From Home YouTube series, and all we've got to review on today's video is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm going to go through it, give the good, the bad points, and everything in between. I would love for you guys to leave your ratings and thoughts on this movie down below in that comment section. Of course, I'd love to hear your opinions on the movie. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This came out in 2018, an animation action adventure movie around 2 hours long. The story of this is a teenager named Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man of his reality, crossing his path with 5 counterparts from other dimensions to stop a threat from all realities. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, good points about this movie: Sony has been very disappointing when it comes to taking over the Spider-Man movies and the franchise itself. But this movie was so different. They really went down a different path, done something fresh, unique, fun, and entertaining. And I also love the fact they didn't try to compete with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU. They made something on their own terms and being unique. This movie also opens up many possibilities and opportunities for the future of the Spider-Man universe. This movie had a ton of surprises as well, which really generally shocked me. Storyline of the movie could have failed with all the dimensions, but it didn't. It made it a whole lot more entertaining. Also was a great coming of age story. Technically, this movie looks absolutely awesome. The effects look absolutely amazing. I love the comic book style animation. In my opinion, I've not seen any animation better than this. I have to give big props to all the writers and directors for this movie. What they done was a wonderful job. The humour was absolutely key for this movie. The humour was so funny, so many great memorable scenes because of this humour, but it was also balanced with the emotion throughout, which was really great because it gave a great movie which you cared for the characters but also loved them because they were so funny. Now, the pacing of the movie can be surprisingly slow in terms of how long it takes for the lead character to actually get into a Spider-Man costume and do what he does best, but it was really built correctly and just felt natural and enjoyable more because this was a character that had to learn and it was more understandable at that. The action scenes in this were awesome. We get some awesome Spidey action. Alongside that, we have characters that we generally care about and were built to perfection throughout the movie. We get well-crafted origin stories for all the heroes, done in an incredible way and really rememberable. Miles Morales, the main character, was a great character throughout, an enjoyable character for a lead. I really cared about him. He had a tough relationship with his family and his family life at home as well as his life at school. He was struggling at school. I think his character arc was well crafted. I absolutely loved his relationship with Peter Parker too. In this movie, you got a bunch of great heroes when it comes to Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man Noir, and other awesome additions to this. I also like the pig in this as well. When it comes to the villains, you've got some great villains as well. You've got Doc Ock, Wilson Fisk, Green Goblin, and many more. The voice cast deserved a lot of praise for this movie. It was absolutely great. They've done an awesome job. We've got people like Mahershala Ali, Nicolas Cage, Haley Steinfeld, Liev Schreiber, Chris Pine, and so many more. This had a great voice cast and they've done a great job. The post-credit scene, guys, was absolutely hilarious. One thing that will stay in my mind forever, I think. Truly worth watching. Watch this movie, guys. It's even on Netflix for you guys now. And another thing I must say is I've never wanted a sequel in a Spider-Man franchise as much as Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man movie. Saying that, Far From Home does look exciting too, but this I'm more excited about seeing the sequel of what they do with the next one. On to the bad points. Now, the bad points about this movie is there's only one thing that bugged me throughout, and it was a little bit due to the Kingpin and Fisk character. I felt the way that they used him could have been used a little bit better in his character arc, but I understand why they did it because there's so many great heroes on the screen, and it's just me being a little bit nitpicky. So guys, it's rating time. Let's have a look at what the critics had to rate this movie. We have IMDb giving it an 8.5 out of 10. We have Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 97%, and Metacritic giving it a 87. My rating for this movie is an 8.5 out of 10. That makes this totally fucking awesome. Overall, guys, this movie was a blast to watch. This used the animated Spider-Man universe in a whole new way. This movie is so unique in that Spider-Man franchise, it's unbelievable. And it will be a rewatchable and rememberable movie for sure for everybody. To some people, maybe it's not just a great movie. Sometimes to some people it's one of their best Spider-Man movies of all time. And not even that, I've heard people go to the extent of saying it's one of their best superhero movies of all time. So give it a watch if you haven't already. So guys, an 8.5 from me for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Don't forget to leave your ratings and thoughts down below in that comment section. Of course, I'd love to hear your opinions and thoughts on the movie, of course. Smash that thumbs up if you enjoyed this review. I'd love to get my review around to others to see, as well as it lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm giving you. As well as if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell for much, much more. You're not going to want to miss the rest of the journey, where we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man Far From Home and ranking all these Spider-Man movies which were reviewed throughout this journey. If you've missed the journey, do not worry, there'll be a link to the playlist in that description for you guys, as well as links to all the reviews, solo movies, if you don't want to go through the whole journey. So stay tuned, guys, we've got so much coming on the channel. Thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time, guys, on Talking with Jay Springer.